Hello, Flosstube.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
I'm Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
This is the farm where we grow cross stitch.
One stitch at a time. Today is Tuesday, January 16th. Thank you all so much for your patience with us. Yesterday was just like crazy busy.
And other things.
So it just didn't happen. Joe was giggling when I turned the camera on because a piece of paper shifted back here, and I said, well, nobody asked you, and the cat meowed right as I said that. It's all about the comedic timing in this household.
I gotta love the critters.
Yes. I am feeling much better. I never really actually felt all that bad, except I learned a very solid lesson last week. NyQuil and I are not friends.
I thought you always took NyQuil.
I did. I did not feel well. When I took some NyQuil to try to get me over the hump of the cough and the congestion and all that. I didn't feel very good. I don't get along with acetaminophen to begin with. And of course NyQuil has acetaminophen in it. Normally I can tolerate it for a day or two, get over the worst part of having, cough, congestion. Apparently with my new medication, because I eat a lot less, there's less food in my stomach, so that doesn't work anymore. Okay, so that was fun.
Well, I did go through I spent some time at the, I didn't stitch much because I actually had to go back to the doctor Friday and get another round of antibiotics because my sore throat infection came back. So they gave me more, which reminds me after video I need to take that.
Yes, you do. I put mine right in with my little thingy. I went to the doctor yesterday because my ear started ringing Sunday. I mean, it's been plugged up because I'm congested, right? That's what happens. It started ringing on Sunday, and I'm like, that's probably not good. It wasn't. I got an ear infection. We're just walking wounded. But I'm feeling like I never really felt terrible. Like, everybody's like, oh, you're so sick. No, I'm not.
You sound like the Walking Dead.
No, but I didn't even feel that bad.
Feel that bad? And sound that bad are two different things.
I mean, anyways. So needless to say, last week was a rough week. But it's all okay.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Okay, June, Andre, Lynn, Andrea, Teresa, Tamara. Thank you for commenting.
Thank you all so much for commenting and enjoying and being entertained by us.
We try to be entertaining.
We try. We try.
Yes, try to be great.
Yes, we do. So you don't have whips?
No, I had coughs.
So did I. I had this horrible coughing fit while at lunch Thursday with the EGA Guild. Like, I'm trying the new, I've never been to the Mexican restaurant on the square in Medina. So, trying it, new, and get my food, and I start coughing and hacking. And it's because, I had that congestion that wanted to come out. And I'm like, okay. And they're, laughing. Because right as I started having this horrible coughing fit, Angela's going, do you like it? Is it good? And I'm coughing and hacking. She goes, probably didn't have an opportune time to ask that question. And I laughed. I said, I need to go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom. I spent a minute trying to hack my lungs out. And I was fine. I don't know why, with this particular sinus gunk, I've had what my dad calls the coughing gagging fit once a day. And I'm fine. I got back to the table and they're all like, I'm gonna go, just my lungs trying to escape my body, I don't know. The congestion wanted to come out. There wasn't much to come out, but I didn't want to hack and gag at the table. So, we're good now. And I was fine the rest of the day. It was so funny. Alright. I do have whips. I need to open my notebook here. My handy dandy notebook. I might have said that the other day when I was looking for my book that I keep my stitch counts in. I was like, I need my handy dandy notebook.
Was my response which one?
No, you weren't here.
Oh. Because that is kind of my response.
But it would be your response.
Well, it's the truth.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's on the bottom of the pile, right? I started the week on Monday with my Sal prompt for the week, which I don't have a preview of it all finished. I'm sure I could find one, but I'm too lazy. It is the Tale as Old as Time Style from Storied Stitchers. The Sal that's kicking my behind. I took this with me to stitching on Monday, and they're all like, "Oh wow, that's such a great project you're doing. That's so intricate." And I'm like, "This project is a pain in my ass." They all laughed.
Honey, didn't you just say the same thing?
Yeah.
Comment below. Who here hasn't had an intricate pain in your bum? I mean, don't they go hand in hand?
They do. Okay, well, at some point you should have seen the before picture. Here is the progress I got. I got 311 stitches up.
Yep.
There we go. On the fight block here. I don't know if it's going to focus. Can you get a little closer? There we go. On the fight block here, I'm working on filling in the dark blue sky. That's like the last thing I have to do in this block. To finish it, I do think I need to do a little bit of backstitch. But, so yay! We are edging ever so closer to a finish on that.
I don't know if you're trying to finish that because you're excited to see it finished, or if you're excited, or if you're trying to finish that because you're sick and tired of looking at it.
Both. Okay. Now I have to find the right project. Okay. So moving into Garfield week, I went with Fall on the Farm for the prompt of something sweet, because there's apples in a couple of the other blocks, and apples are sweet.
Okay, I am seriously about ready to pause the video and try to get a better camera, but I don't know if it works. We'll wait till after video.
We'll just wait. Apples are sweet, so that's what I went with. I don't know if it'll fly. We'll see.
Hey, we could have stitched you.
Thanks, honey.
Love you.
Alright, so this is on a piece of 32 count dirt road. I am on block 6. I finished the tree and the bird and started the cow. The moo cow. Kind of looks like a moo cow. And then started on the house because I like, or no, this is the milk barn. Because I like to stitch stuff with barns. And as you can see, there's apples in this tree. She's got apples on her stand.
Sweet corn.
Oh yeah, there's
it's in the name, sweet corn.
No, this is true. That would work. So, that was 313. No, 313 stitches. English is my first language, but can you tell? It's just stupid.
There's a reason why we haven't gotten to the second, isn't there?
There sure is. So I took, so at the EGA meeting I took some of my Christmas stuff that's going to get put away, because I didn't get Christmas put away last week. Between being busy and not feeling well.
Oh, there's another reason we haven't put Christmas away.
Well, okay, the outside Christmas hasn't gotten put away. It is currently 10 whopping degrees here in Ohio.
Fahrenheit.
And tomorrow morning is going to be even worse. And let me tell you, I'm really hoping they cancel school. Well, they've canceled the district that we live in. Not that I have kids. They canceled the district that we live in. I'm waiting for them to cancel the district that I teach PSR in, because if they cancel school, I don't have PSR. Yes, I want out of PSR for a day. No, I don't care if they don't. I just really want them to cancel school because, as I just posted on Facebook, I don't want to hear nothing about, they didn't cancel school when I was a kid for cold weather. Yes, they did. If you are in my age demographic, which is like millennial, Yes, they did. I very much remember getting days off because of it being too cold.
That was the only reason we got days
I
off.
very much remember one year it was very cold like this. It was colder than this. It was like super cold, like a super bad polar vortex cold. We were off of school for a week. It was so cold. My brother and I had to sleep in the living room in the old farmhouse because it was just so cold and windy that farmhouse did nothing.
I will say, literally in my school, oh, you have 6 inches of snow? Get your butt to the bus stop. It is. I think the cutoff was like 5 or 10 degrees.
I don't know what the cutoff was.
I can't remember if that was the wind chill or the temperature, but I do know there was a line in the sand because in New Jersey, school buses were really big. Like, everybody took the school bus.
Right. Which a lot of places around here, like in the district we live in, everybody takes the bus.
Yeah, so it was a hard and fast line where it's like, it is too dangerous to stand and wait for the bus.
But second of all, more to my point on, I don't want to hear, it's cold. You are a crappy human being if you want a kid to stand out at a bus stop or walk to school in weather like this. I'm sorry. I said what I said.
By the way, and for our non-American friends, 10 degrees Fahrenheit is negative 12.22 degrees centigrade.
Anyway, so that's why the outside Christmas decorations haven't been put away. The inside is just because I've not had time. Anyways,
no, the inside hasn't been because you haven't been feeling good.
All this to go back to the story of why I don't speak of not speaking a second language. I took "'Tis the Season" with me to EGA, and it is back on its spot in the living room where I would grab it and show you. You guys remember several years ago, pre-pandemic, everybody stitched blackbirds, "'Tis the Season," the big red cardinal that had "'Tis the Season" on the bottom of it. It was like a big, huge thing. Well, when I stitched it, I changed the wording to say "'Tis the season to be jolly" in Slovak. Well, I took it with me to EGA, and everybody's like, okay, what does it say? And I'm like, it says "'Tis the season to be jolly" in Slovak. And they're like, do you speak Slovak? I'm like, I can say one phrase. That. They all thought it was hilarious.
Oh, you know one other thing, but we can't say that on YouTube.
I can, but and nobody would know what I'm saying. I know a couple bad words.
Comment below. Am I just the only person? Do you know some French? I know the colorful French.
When I was a preschool, when I was a daycare teacher, I truly was the one time I truly wish I spoke some fluent Slovak that wasn't cuss words, because when the kids wouldn't listen to me and I'd be like, am I speaking English? I literally just wanted to bust out a random other language to start telling them to do things so that they would all look at me confused.
You know, you could just say gibberish, right?
I know, but it was like so funny. Toddlers crack me up. You know how to get a toddler to stop a temper tantrum? You start throwing a temper tantrum. I'm not even kidding. I would do it and they would stop and stare at me like, what the F are you doing? But they would stop. And I would be like, do I look ridiculous? And they'd be like, I go, guess what? You kind of look ridiculous too right now. So let's calm down and figure out what we need to fix this. And they would kind of get it. They were smart enough. Like, they kind of comprehended, okay, I look silly. This is maybe what okay. But it would calm them down enough that we could get to communicating what the problem was. Little toddlers don't communicate well, so sometimes you got to go, okay, let's get through the emotions, and then maybe we can start working on using our words. Alright. Up next, I worked on my sampler that I will not name. Like, if you're an ingenious person, you can work out who this is by. I'm not trying to be shady or anything. It's just I do not support them any longer because of who they are, because of their affiliations. And that's that. I did this for something with cat on it because there is like 3 cats on it, as you could see. And so here's what it looked like before.
Ow.
And this is what 334 stitches look like done on it. Basically, just did more on the border. The border is top border is almost all done. So, I would have liked to have gotten a little bit more done on stuff last week, but it was a slow go because I was busy and I wasn't feeling real great. And I have
you were also taking care of me.
I was taking care of you.
Oh, yeah, like, I wasn't so much sick on Friday of last week as I had a coughing fit that almost made me, throw up in the bathroom at 2:30.
Which I'm hearing from a lot of people that they're experiencing that. Like, they're getting a sickness. They're not really all that sick, but they're having these terrible coughing fits, which is kind of what I was experiencing. I actually didn't have one today, and today's the first day in like a week where I haven't had one of those really bad coughing fits.
Yeah, my problem is that I don't know if you've ever done this, but you cough that hard that it actually, and you have to stop, and it's just like that plus the almost throwing up.
Oh yeah,
my entire chest hurt for 4 hours.
It hurts.
Like, I looked at my wife and I actually I joked with my boss on Monday. I'm like, yeah, you see how early I messaged him at like 5:30 in the morning. I'm like, yeah, I had been up for 3 hours when I messaged you, and he was just like, are you kidding me? Thank you for not coming into work.
Oh yeah.
Because,
all right. So now we're gonna get into the stuff that I got big stitches on. I pulled out Lace Corset by Alexandra Adelaide for something that has annoyed you and something that has had a close call of not being finished, because it annoys me, and it's the two reasons it's annoying and it's a close call is because there's a mistake on the left-hand side, this side of the corset, somewhere in here, and it's like half a stitch off. I don't know where it is. I've looked and looked and looked and looked and looked and looked and looked, and I can't find it. So I've had to fudge it. I also use this as the A in my monthly.
Can I ask a stupid question?
What?
Could it be a flaw in the fabric?
No, it's definitely I.
Okay.
Okay, you've probably seen a preview because I'm taking forever to open this. But I did 955 stitches on this. Which is really just sort of filling in here-ish.
Have we almost gotten to the point where we can cover up the mistake?
Yes. So the reason I filled in, because what I was originally going to do was do this half and then this half. This is kind of where the symmetry ends on the corset anyways. So I came over here and did this half, and I'm going to finish filling in this half and then come down and around this way and base the bottom half off of this side so that the mistake is taken care of. I took this with me to EGA to work on.
You took a lot with you to EGA to work on.
To work on. I took stuff to show.
Oh, okay. I misheard.
Where is my needle?
Well, it hasn't been here.
I know, but where did it go? It was here.
Where's your bag?
In my lap. I took this with me to work on at EGA, and so I was telling them all about my mistake, and we'll look a little bit more thorough when we get done. And we were talking about things, and they were talking about stitch programs that like counter stitches and whatever. And somebody goes, well, why do you counter stitches? Or somebody said something about counting your stitches like by hand. It's kind of it's interesting to see what you stitch when you count your stitches, how much you stitch when you count your stitches, but counting them by hand, I said, well, I count my stitches by hand. And they're like, okay, why do you count your stitches then? I said, well, I'm weird. And they all looked at me, and I was like, I play these games on Facebook that use stitch counts. And some games, we, use stitches to accomplish goals. So there's one game which has prompts. Each week we get a different theme. There's 5 little prompts, they call them. You could do X amount of stitches in a whip that fits that theme, that requested prompt. said, and then you get tokens for doing that, and you turn those tokens in for, like, past stash stuff. So they're like, oh, so some incentive. I said, yeah, there's some incentive. I said, but the one game that one game we stitch ingredients for, and then we take those ingredients and we make spells and we attack each other with them and we heal each other with them, and the lady sitting, like, catty corner from me goes, you play D&D, don't you? Yes, I do.
I love the fact that it's actually, though, backwards from what you was probably thinking, though.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it was. But it was funny. She goes, I could tell. She's like, because I used to play D&D, and that's totally, I go, exactly. I said, that's really what pulled me into D&D, is sort of this strategy thing. She thought it was fantastic. They all thought it was fantastic, which is great. Most people who, and I will say, most people who don't stitch, we talk about counting stitches, and I tell them I play these games on Facebook where counted stitches kind of, earn things, blah, 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 blah. We play games, we do various games with them. They think they're like, okay, they don't necessarily get it, but they're like, okay, that's kind of cool. Most stitchers think that it's absolutely fun. A lot of them do think that, that's great motivation. That's a great way to motivate yourself. And that's one of the things we talked about is, like, with Daily 30, it's a fantastic way for me to motivate myself, especially on something I'm struggling with. Like with Beauty and the Beat, like with that Tale as Old as Time. 300 stitches. I just need to put 300 stitches in it for this week, and I can move to something else. And it helps me get things done that are a little bit challenging. Yes, dear.
I had a funny thought. The next time somebody asks you, who doesn't stitch, asks you while you do it, say, we use the counted stitches as a resource system in our game.
Well, that's true.
Because a lot of games, that's actually what the game is. Half the mechanics of the game are the resource system.
Right, and that's really what it is.
What are you looking for?
There's another little bitty piece of plastic canvas in here. It's got the rest of the project on it, and I can't find it. There it is.
Can you tell this is not scripted or properly prepared?
We are totally unscripted. Off the cuff craziness. Trying to get the needle minder here so that it'll hold the needle so it's not flailing around. Alright. I pulled out, then the weekend came and I pulled out my January Smalls magazine freebie gift chart offering, which is Time for Christmas, which is that one. I had started this last week. You should be seeing a preview over my face of what it looked like. And this is where I got to. I had really hoped I would finish this weekend.
Sorry.
I was unrealistic. Because when I tell you how many stitches I did on this, I was unrealistic. I did 1,343 stitches on this.
How many were left? 2,000?
So all I had, when I started this on Saturday, these two things were stitched. I did the back stitching on this, and then I stitched all of this. I still have... I don't know if this is going to help. I still have the light green here, the light green swirl on this side to finish, and there's some stitching in here. I have to back stitch the clock face on. The pattern calls for all of these swirls to be outlined in back stitch. Pretty sure I'm not doing that. I don't really think it's necessary. I just don't. That's how I feel about it. So, will I have that done next weekend? Probably not. I might. It just depends on what I get to as far as... Well, we'll hear about that in plans.
Can you pause the video, please?
Yes. Back at it.
Sorry for that. Well, you guys didn't even get it on. Juice Fudge. What the?
Okay. We're back. Okay, so no haul this week. I didn't buy anything. But let me tell you, those hoops, I am officially a hoop girl now because those hoops are fabulous. I love those Nurge hoops. A couple of you use them. You said that you agree they're fabulous. A couple of you said you were interested in them. They're worth it.
I doubt you'd be able to get those for the store, would you?
No, I cannot. Alright. We do have some plans to talk about, so let's talk about some plans.
Okay.
Would you like to know what the weekly theme is for Daily 30?
What?
Sloths. Sloths.
How many toes?
What, 6? Anyways.
I'm assuming it's a three-tailed. Or three-toed.
Yeah, 3-toed. I don't know. Alright. So, prompt 1 is to relate something to the number 2 or the number 6. I got nothing. I'm sure I can
Here, want an easy one?
What?
Look at your list, check the second or the 6th one.
I mean, that's true. I'm sure I could come up with something, but it's
unfortunately
probably pass.
You already stitched on one, and it's because you can play with one of those words.
Oh, okay then. Moving along. So then we can go on to set prompt 2. Stitch on something that you can hang. So I could probably come up with I could probably relate most of my whips to something that would fit for this. But right off the top of my head, Jingle All the Way, Stamped Heart, my Succulent Stamped Heart, Harvest Holler, and Porch Welcome. I can come kind of...
Jingle.
Jingle all the way.
Oh, what fun it is to ride.
Okay. Prompt number 3 was to stitch on something with water. I have a couple things with water on it. I made the executive decision to stitch on Midnight Sail today.
Yay!
There you go. Prompt number 4 is to stitch on something with animals, birds, or insects. I have quite a few. Victorian Way, O Feather. He wants O Feathers. I would say Victorian Way, O Feathers, Christmas in Blue, Jingle All the Way, The Pirate, Quaker Turtle, The Reindeer, Sampler Book, and I think there's Animals on Long Dogs Leave a Kiss. But he wants O Feathers. Again.
Well, Long Dog.
Well, that's their name.
I know, but it's still a dog.
But there's not a dog. Actually, there might be a dog on it.
Okay.
There might be a dog on it because Long Dog Sampler is called Long Dog Sampler because of greyhounds. Because they're greyhound people. Mm-hmm. And they almost always put a greyhound in one of their designs. Okay, moving along. Prompt number 5 is to stitch on something with trees or plants. Again, I have a multitude of options. Victorian Way, The Reindeer, Stand Tall, Jingle All the Way, Cal Lily Bride, Stamped Heart, Cathedral Wood Goddess, Sampler Book, Harvest Holler, Porch Welcome, Belle, and Dressmaker's Daughter. I know which one I want to stitch on.
What's that?
But do you want me to stitch on the one I want to stitch on?
Okay, I'm giving up the choice. Stitch what the frack you want. Yeah, that works.
Stand Tall. Mainly because I think I can finish it.
Yeah.
Might not have 400 stitches left on it, but we'll see. Might need a backup.
Oh, Belle.
Okay, so that's the week. That's Sloth Week. I need to put a serious dent into the monthly because I don't actually because I have 4 of the 10 done. So I'm about halfway there and it's about halfway through the month. But I need to start working on the monthly. Jingle All the Way would fit in one of the letters for the monthly.
What is the monthly?
January 1st. Like the word January for 1 ST. I have 4 of them done. I think I have I have the 2 A's done. And I have the S done. Don't remember the other thing I have done. I don't know. I'll figure that out. But it is cross stitch weekend coming up on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the weekend, and that means a new start. And I am starting Quaker Ball.
Oh,
the textured treasure thing.
Okay, I forgot. I was like Quaker. Oh yeah, that one.
And I could probably come up with fitting in at least into at least 2 prompts, maybe 3, because I don't think I did the T yet. In first. So there's Textured Treasure, which is the name, which is a T. It will fit the 1 because this is my first Textured Treasures project. And it would fit the W because it is a very unique project. You don't see many 3D. I mean, you're seeing more and more, but you don't see much 3D cross embroidery
Stitchy
projects. And Wellington has canceled school. I just got the text message. Alright, it was going to happen because I checked while you had to go for a minute.
I had to take an emergency potty break.
You had to make an emergency potty break. We get it, right? So while you were in the potty, I was looking at the list for the local closings, and I'm like, oh, there's more and more schools from the county on there, so.
Okay. What do we have? Right. What do you want them to do, part?
So that is plans. I mean, I can work Textured Treasures into some monthlies. If not, the prompts that we get on Friday are the 200, 300, or the 100, 200 week. So I can easily enough just alternative stitches it. I'm really hoping I get at least a couple of monthlies out of it though. Because I do want to get some of the monthlies done. And depending on how aggravated I am with it, I am lightly concerned I'll be aggravated with it. Because it is, well, it is all specialty stitches. Like it's ooh, excuse me, there is some cross stitch, but it's mostly specialty stitches. Excuse me, on even weave fabric, which I adore doing, but it can get a little tedious after time. So maybe by the time Sunday rolls around, I may be like, I'm over this, and just finish Time for Christmas. I don't know. I have time to finish Time for Christmas for the ornament along. I don't know if I said this at the beginning of the year when I said this was my plan. If I don't finish an ornament for the ornament along, it'll just get set aside until December. And I'll do what I did this year with December Dash and finish up any outstanding ornaments I have and then just start picking off the projects that are closest to being done. That's my plan for December Dash next year because I do believe we're going to do it in Daily 30. Like, it's not set in stone, but we've done it the last 3 years and I think the admins like that format. So, alright. So, that is all we have for the week. We're going to give you the YouTube spiel. He's going to give you the YouTube spiel.
Please like, comment, subscribe, bell notification, thingy bobby, the whole YouTube spiel. As much as I joke, it really does help. That way Laura can grow her channel and we can get more fun for more people and grow this lovely community.
Right?
Because y'all are awesome.
Thank you all for spending some time with us this week. We do really appreciate those of you who love to spend time with us. Have it.
That's this way.
Thank you. Have a fabulous week. If you are in the U.S., stay warm, because there ain't a warm place in this country right now, including Florida. Like, it is all cold right now.
Oh, did you see the, I saw a video, I couldn't find it to show you again, because it's going past by accident. It's like, we do have hurricanes, we do have tornadoes, we do have alligators. It's not supposed to be this cold!
I missed that one. No. At one point last week, I think it was like Thursday or Friday, maybe Wednesday. At one point in the end of last week, every state in the continental U.S. had some sort of weather alert in it. It was insane. Like, we're on system number 5 of January. Like, system number 5 is now coming in off the coast of January. This is redonk. Well, so if you're in the U.S., stay warm. If you are in the UK, I think y'all need to stay warm too, because from what I'm told, it's cold over there. If you're in the southern hemisphere, like Australia, stay cool because it's hot down there.
And if you're in Canada, I'm sorry.
And if you are in Canada,
it's cold for Canadians.
I hope you thaw out soon. I hope we all thaw out soon. We will see you next week. Hopefully it'll be a little less cold. And I won't sound quite as funky. Have a great week. We'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.